Andrew Iskander is Regional Vice President for Federal for MongoDB. It's great to see you. Thanks for joining me today. What can federal agencies learn from industry about delivering customer experience in a more trustworthy way, in a more secure way, and so on?
Absolutely. Francis, first, thanks for having me on the show today. I think what government agencies can really learn and take away from industry is that how we built mission critical applications 10, 15, 20 years ago, and the underlying technologies associated with it are really no longer effective for modern AI applications. Consumers and citizens today have become rather accustomed to quite elegant user experiences in modern applications, be it booking a flight online or depositing a check on your mobile banking app. What industry recognized really over the last 5 years is that legacy relational databases, what was the crux of applications 10, 20 years ago, is really not sustainable for the complexities of modern AI architectures. What industry has recognized is that NoSQL, specifically document model databases, are much better tailored to meet performance, scale, the ability to ingest structured and unstructured data, and really meet the demands of modern AI systems.
Mm-hmm. Does that requirement require some kind of transformation on the part of the agency to be able to have a base of information that they can build these new applications around?
Yeah, absolutely. So I will say one of the things I talk about with government leaders very frequently is a mindset and cultural shift away from legacy, less about legacy vendors and more about the concept of having one vendor to rule them all,
Mm-hmm.
which is oftentimes what happens with economies of scale,
Mm-hmm.
right? What we've really seen is more of a focus on having one code base that is interoperable between CSPs, as we recently saw earlier this month, we saw a CSP have a major outage,
Mm-hmm.
right? And there were a lot of both government agencies as well as commercial businesses that struggled to meet the resilience policies that they had
Mm-hmm.
because of that one vendor lock-in
Mm-hmm.
idea.
Yeah. What are the steps that agencies can take in the short term, and what should they do in the long term to be able to get to that vision that you've kind of outlined?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. In the long term, I really go back to having one code base that's interoperable,
Mm-hmm.
and focusing on technologies that aren't beholden, let's call it, to one specific CSP.
Mm-hmm.
In the short term, I think that really, I think this administration's doing a pretty good job of this, but I think it is going to take once again, a little bit of a mindset shift away from the technologies we have available to us today, and really leaning in a lot more towards what are innovative technologies. Yes, we will fail, right, at some point, but the goal is to fail forward
Mm-hmm.
and fail fast,
Yeah.
so that we're able to learn and ultimately in the long term have better government services for both the warfighter and citizens alike.
What are the steps that you've seen organizations take to successfully change the culture as you've described? And is there a way to measure that during the journey that an organization takes to get to that point?
Yeah, I think absolutely. So the number one thing, in my humble opinion, really starts from the top down, right? So this can't be a culture change where it's implemented as a top voice, let's call it, but the groundswell isn't there. Ultimately, it needs to be twofold. Of messaging has to resonate from the top, and they need to understand why this shift needs to occur. And then I think in terms of measurement, one of the ways we certainly look at things is how many projects are we providing a level of innovation in, and of those projects, how many are succeeding and failing? Because some of them should fail, right? If we're trying to move the ball forward. Otherwise, if everything is successful all the time, it probably means we're doing the things that we've done for the past 10, 20, 30 years.
Andrew, it's great to have you here. Thanks for joining me today.
Absolutely appreciate the time, Francis.